back to another episode of the Microgreen Thumbcast. This is the go-to podcast for all things microgreens. I'm Mike with the Microgreen Business Coaching and Itty Bitty Microfarm, and today we're diving deep into part 3 of our series, dealing with competitors and blazing your own trail. In case you missed the last week's episode, we focused on market research. Today we're going to focus on how we use market research for our competitors' analysis. Before we dive into the nitty-gritty, let me introduce you to the man, the myth, the legend, the sultan of sprouts, the mysterio of microgreens, the guy who once grew arugula so good it made a chef cry. My co-host, Andy. How's it going today, Andy?
Good.
Strengths and weaknesses. Once you got your list, it's recon time. Time to start recon. Visit their website, read their reviews, gather as much information, and sample their products if you can. Buy their products, sample them out. If you've got to buy it online through whatever source you got to get that. If they're not selling in grocery stores, go to the farmer's market, buy from them. Whatever you need to do to buy the product to sample it. We did that many times with many competitors. You want to know what's up with them against, you want to know what you're up against, but you also don't want to drop the ball. Due to strengths and weaknesses, our opportunities, threat analysis, also called SWOT analysis, can be a game changer. It's like doing a background check on your competitors. So you get to know them really, really good. Just like you do a background check on anybody. Andy, I know you didn't have much time, much competitors when you first got started in your area. Were you able to do a little digging to find information about them, like where they grow in the same things as you or anything like that?
Yeah, before we actually approached our first grocery store, we went in there and checked out what they had just to see, and we bought a pack of red acre cabbage, which was one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
So we were driving home and we decided to pop it open and eat some of it. It's about a 25-ish minute drive, and we weren't very impressed with the flavor. So we actually ended up having to stop at a gas station and grab something to drink just to get the flavor out of our mouth. So I was shocked how bad it was. But it's just, that's part of the game. But for the most part, I mean, ironically, I've had probably more microgreen growers walk right through the front door of the shop, with samples that they thought they were going to sell in my store. And I'm like, wow, okay, that's bold. But a lot of them didn't really know what we did. They just saw that we were a store and assumed that they could walk in and sell their things. So, but like I said in one of my posts on my group, I mean, they left with advice. I didn't tell them to go take a hike because, I mean, ultimately they have a role to fill too. They can take over some of the farmers markets that we're not doing anymore. They can supply some of the home delivery people that we don't want to focus on as much, so it's filling a void. It allows them to fill that void. But for the most part, in our area, at least, I mean, as far as the level of quality that we have and the level of what we do, I mean, no one's anywhere near us, thankfully. So kind of allow us to be that leader and that titan in the area.
Yeah, we only had 2 competitors here. One's gone since then. One's still here, but we're coexisting just fine and doing stuff and everything like that. So they kind of do a little bit different than what we do. But we are definitely, people think about microgreens in this area, they now think of itty bitty microfarm, and they actually ask for that. So it's nice.
That's the goal.
Yes.